Good day, fellow rockers and monsters. Welcome to the Metal Connection, the connection to all things metal. I'm Jacob, and I'm just going to be doing a CD update, basically. Not a super huge CD update. I think it's only like less than 50 or something like that, so it probably will be a super long video. But yeah, I'll start ripping through some of these CDs that I recently just got in the mail. And starting off, super happy to finally get this. This has been a super hard to get album, actually. I didn't know why, but I'm glad there's been brand new, well, 2021, end of 2021, brand new reissues on this. So we got Exodus, Impact is imminent, and yeah, like I was saying, for whatever reason, this album's actually very rare to get. Not anymore now that's been reissued. So as you can see, you guys are all familiar with that music on CD, music on CD, music on vinyl company sticker that music on vinyl, music on CD company does. But yeah, they recently reissued this, making this album very easy to get now. So as soon as I seen that it was getting reissued and it was cheap, basically, I was like, oh my god, yes, thank you. This album rules. I don't know. I guess some people didn't like it. I have no idea why. This is just, there's riffs, there's thrashing, there's voice sounds great. This album's awesome. I have no idea why people would dislike it. Odd, but this album rules. Super happy to actually finally own it because yeah, it was rare, but not anymore. Now you can just get it, run the mill stuff, so it's great. Another controversial album is kind of more of a crossover hardcore band is Discharge, Divine Massacre. And I think when Discharge started out as a band, they were more hardcore punk. And then thrash became a huge thing. It was undeniable to like disregard thrash or like, disregard thrash. And I think Discharge were getting a little more crossover thrashing with Grave New World and Divine Massacre. And the vocals can be a little off-puttish for some people, things like that, but I'm not super fussy. If we're talking about crossover thrash, I'm not super fussy with my vocals. It's more about like the aggression and like the music. So yeah, I think Divine Massacre is great. Massacre Divine, I'm saying that backwards. Divine Massacre. But yeah, no, I think it's great. Great crossover thrashers, and yeah, all fast, straightforward. I love this album so much so that I prefer Grave New World and Massacre Divine over the earlier Discharge stuff. I know it's sacrilege, but maybe if some punks or old school hardcores are watching, they're cringing right now. I know, but I'm more of a crossover thrash guy, and for me, this is more crossover thrash. So yeah, I'm into it. I dig it. Great stuff. Yeah, I'm super happy to own that as well. This obviously must be a fairly new issue at some point. It is a digipack, so yeah, great stuff. Super pumped to own it. Next, we got maybe I don't know. I guess they're just more of a casual kind of rock band, but we got Flyleaf, and I suppose I sort of did a blind buy. I know I was chatting with the This Is Music guy. He runs the channel This Is Music, Kim from This Is Music. And I really like that guy's channel. Actually, shout out to that channel. I really like that guy. He has a lot of interesting ideas. But anyway, he does a lot of blind buys. And I told him, I was like, I'm not big on the blind buys because I don't want to waste my money on something I don't like. But anyway, I knew of Flyleaf. I heard a few songs here and there, but I never actually listened to a full Flyleaf album in full until this showed up. So I finally listened to like a Flyleaf album in full. I believe this is their second album, so I probably would have liked their first. I just got this for literally $5 shipped, right? So $5 we're talking about, just nothing. So I'd say, it is a female-fronted band, if anyone is familiar. Sorry, if anyone's not familiar. Sorry, rather. If anyone's not familiar, it is female-fronted. So, she just has, like, a really, like, low, like, not intense. It's very, like, some of the descriptions are kind of slipping my mind, but she's kind of just like a low volume, cutesy kind of singing voice, like really cute, right? She's got a cute singing voice. And yeah, you know, it's kind of like Evanescence, right? Where it's not like she's not super aggressive with her vocals. It's very like more laid back and kind of cutesy, right? And melodic and things like that, right? So that's where we're headed with this, right? Like a melodic kind of core rock music, hard rock music. Touch of, you know, there's touches of metal, right? So it's kind of that blend of like rock, hard rock, metal, but in a new age fashion. And this album is fairly good. I found the back half to be just back half is bad. Like once you get to song like 10, 11, 12, 13, they're just all like slow. But then the first half is great. We got some rockers in the first half. So it's probably not something I spin all the time, but her voice is cool enough for me to like them. So, you know, I do like Flyleaf, but the last four songs was a little disappointed. I was like, skip, listen to it for a minute, skip. I was like, oh, guys, I was like, they've got four slow songs in a row. And left me with a bad taste. But, you know, it is a cool band nonetheless. Next band is, I went and seen this band live because they were just full energy and it's a really unique band. But I'm going to talk about Royal Blood right now. Royal Blood Typhoons, the newest Royal Blood Typhoons album. It's kind of a gatefold CD. But anyway, cool kind of holographic kind of stuff. And yeah, that shows well on the camera, actually looks cool. But I'd say Royal, and you guys are probably never heard of Royal Blood, but I guarantee you've heard some of their songs. Like, so they had a ton of radio hit songs on the first two rock albums. But what's more interesting than how to describe this band is they're a two-piece. There's only two members of the band. It's a two-piece drum and bass rock band. And when I mention drum and bass, you're thinking, is this like rap? No, it's not rap. I'm telling you, this is more maybe like modern rock, pop. But in general, Royal Blood is a two-piece drum and bass rock band. So what's actually going on here is the bassist tunes his guitar and adds, the bassist tunes his bass and adds so much effects to his bass that he plays his bass like a guitar. And it's not super prevalent on this album because this is their newest album. They're trying something different. They're trying to not just copy themselves and do the same album over and over, right? So this isn't the greatest example to show what Royal Blood's all about. But the two albums prior, there's some really dark and heavy hard rock, light metal stuff going on where the bass player plays his bass like he's riffing. It's super unique. There's no other band in the world that actually sounds like them. They're that unique, and I've stuck with them, thinking that the first two albums are rockers. Okay, this is a rock band that I'm gonna like. They're gonna be a longevity rock band, is what I'm thinking, what I thought. Well, I still kind of think that, but then the third album comes out and the singles get released and it's very modern poppy rock, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking I'm not gonna like this, but I don't know. I actually really do like the direction that they went in. It's great. I like this whole album. It's awesome. Anyway, enough about that. But I'd say if you were to check out Royal Blood, please do check out Royal Blood. Just go on YouTube and just pull up Royal Blood and check out the song Out of the Black or whatever. They have tons of hit songs, but there's really dark stuff. But in their third album, they did change it up. But if you were to check out Royal Blood, don't check out this album. It's going to turn you off, I'm telling you. But check out the two earlier albums, very rockers. But again, very unique because the bass player is the bass player is the singer, so he's a super talented guy. He plays bass and sings, but the way he plays bass, he tunes his guitar so he tunes it and modifies the effects so deep and so harsh, and not harsh, but so fuzzy that he plays it like a guitar riff. It's freaking cool. I really hope that band does stick around. And next up, we got a band most of you probably would know. We got the Killer Dwarfs, 1992, Methods to Madness, and this just came up on a local seller pretty cheap. And I snagged her up because, yeah, Killer Dwarfs is cool. I dig them, and this is a pretty great album. And yeah, I'm not going to run through the songs or anything like that, but yeah, cool stuff. Killer Dwarfs, kind of like a I wouldn't really say a glam band, but they have that kind of 80s hard rock sound, right? Where it's hard rock music, and then the choruses get nice and melodic and catchy, and then back to the rock hook, right? So, you know, just that kind of 80s rock hook type band. Next up, we got some Havoc Thrashers, the 5th Havoc album, and I'm trying to complete my Havoc collection, and yeah, this kind of came up and for like, you know, 10, 15 bucks Canadian. I'm Canadian, so like Canadian, so US dollars, probably like 10 bucks US dollar, right? So I realized I'm never going to get this album cheaper than that, so might as well just get it now, or else I'm going to end up paying way more later. And I own all the other Havoc, so I was just trying to complete my Havoc collection. So yeah, Havoc 5, great stuff. I'm sure most of you Thrashers watching are familiar with Havoc. You know, they're just an all-around badass modern thrash band doing thrash right. Like, they're no goofing around, they're not screwing around, there's no gimmicks, no weird stuff. They're just straight up thrashing modern thrash band. And this is their newest album to this date, 2020. So yeah, great stuff. Actually, stand up tracks, post the truth there. You know what's really cool about this band is killer bass. The bass is very prevalent in this band. Cool stuff. If you're not familiar with Havoc, definitely get familiar with Havoc. Next up, we got an old school metalcore band here, All That Remains. I think this is the newest All That Remains that came out 2018. I don't think they have an album that's came out since, but yeah, I've been a long time All That Remains fan for, you know, probably 20 years now. So yeah, I'm not just gonna give up or quit or turn my back on these bands. These are lifelong bands for me. They've been around for 20 years. That speaks for itself, right? These aren't just like a one and done band or 2 albums and done. Like, this is a lifelong band that's going to stick around for a long time. They've been around for 20 years. So I'm just trying to complete my All That Remains. I believe I just need one All That Remains. I just need Madness, and then I have every All That Remains. So that's kind of a gap filler as we speak. I think a bunch of them in my collection right now. I'm trying to do fill in gaps like a Havoc, All That Remains, things like that. Exodus, right? Even Exodus, right? I'd like to own all of Exodus if I need that impact is imminent. Next up, we got something different. Is a I don't even know how to describe it, but we got Fire from the Gods, American Sun, and a lot of people are watching when I describe this. They're gonna kind of cringe, but really cool kind of hardcore new metal, like, and the singer is, I believe he's an African singer. I don't know if that's a proper way to describe these people now, like describe humans nowadays. African. I don't know if I can say the word, you know, it's black, right? So, you know, he's a black African guy, and so he does kind of have that rappy kind of element, but he's very melodic and catchy. But a lot of the choruses are not just like screaming. Like, he's very, like, it's very cool, like, I don't know, it's very cool hardcore kind of breakdowns, but then they're melodic and catchy. I highly recommend this band if you're looking for something different. It's kind of like hardcore music, but then very catchy kind of new metal choruses. Anyway, I just really dig this band. Cool stuff. It came out for $9, and I was like, man, I jam that album quite a bit at work and play the songs, so it'd be nice to actually own the physical. Hoping they do stick around and not just quit or give up or whatever, so I do hope to stick around. Next up, we got a bunch of gap fillers, and you guys would probably be surprised that I never actually did own In Flames Clayman. Sure, I'm familiar with the album. It's actually much better than I thought. Yeah, it's actually much better. When I did get this in the mail, I did listen to it again. It's been a while since I have listened to it, but I thought it was worse. I thought I disliked it, well, not disliked it, but I thought it was one of my least favorite In Flames albums, but when I did listen to it over, I did realize, hey, actually, it's really good. I don't know why I did think it was one of the worst ones or whatever, but yeah, Clayman, gap filler for me. I'm trying to complete my In Flames collection, and I have every In Flames now. I just need Come Clarity. So maybe on a future one, you're probably going to see me pull out Come Clarity because that's the only one I need now. I own every In Flames. Next up, another gap filler is I'm trying to complete my Children of Bottom collection. So we've got Follow the Reaper. And yeah, I'm familiar with the first three Children of Bottoms, right? Hate Breeder, Follow the Reaper, and Something Wild, the first three. I am familiar with all of them. I just never actually owned them. I had a live album. And I was like, oh, I have lots of songs on live album. But anyway, that's not really the same thing. But yeah, I just never got around to actually owning the first three Children of Bottoms. So I'm trying to complete my bottom collection, and much like In Flames, I only need one more bottom left. I own every single Children of Bottom. I just need Relentless, Reckless, and Forever, and then I have every Children of Bottom. So look for that on a future one. And next up, I don't know how I find it. I didn't do this on purpose, but another Swedish melodic death metal band is we got Dark Tranquillity, the Gallery, and this is their first full-length studio album. I know they did have an EP before this, the Sky Dancer, but that was more of like a mini album EP. So we do have the first full-length studio album, I believe, from Dark Tranquillity, 1995. And I'm assuming anyone watching is familiar with Dark Trank. So yeah, great stuff. I've seen Dark Trank a few times, and I'd say the coolest thing about Dark Tranquillity is they're definitely one of the singer is one of the most consistent vocalists around. Like, he's maintained a spot on, Swedish melodic death metal vocal from 1995 all the way till now. Very consistent vocalist. Next up, people are gonna hate this. I'm telling you, people are gonna hate this. But I got this for like $3 from a local seller, and yeah, I don't care. I dig them once in a while. I call this party metal. You got that right. You read that correctly. 5-Figure Death Punch. I ain't kidding around. This is newer, well, not the newest, but it's one of the newer ones. 5-Figure Death Punch, and yeah, I know this is one of the world's most hated metal bands of all time. I understand that. I know that. I'm not oblivious. I'm not living inside a box. I know. This is one of the world's most hated bands. I know. But once in a while, I do dig my fun, goofy, fun party metal. That's what I call this. I don't take this seriously. I know all the lyrics are dumb and not deep. I know that. It's just, for me, I call it party metal, where, not like I have parties, but it's just that goofy, if you don't take yourselves too seriously, party metal. Again, I'm not going to go on about forever. Party metal, I know you hate it. I don't care. I dig it once in a while. No, I don't play 5-Finger every day. I don't play them every week. Once in a while, they're cool. I don't mind it. I've seen 5-Finger live. They're actually pretty cool live, too. Lots of energy. Cool concerts. And hey, I can fit for my 5-Finger Death Punch, so that's not that bad. They are still metal. I don't know, people are complaining, I'm complaining this and that. They are still heavy metal. It's not that bad. Anyway, that's a whole discussion on itself. Next up, these guys see me flopping around there, but a gap filler for me, it's third Asylum, and I actually really love Asylum so much that I realized I didn't own it. And again, much like All That Remains, I've been with Disturbed since the beginning, since they came on the scene, I think 2000. So we're talking 20 years. So this band has endured. It's not just like they put out 2 albums and then quit or whatever. This band has endured for 20 years now, 22 years. And 22 years speaks for itself. You can't just like make fun of a band that's been around for 22 years, because 22 years, you can't buy that sort of time. They've been around for a reason. They are a decent band. This album is good. Gap filler, as I'd say. I think I own almost all the shirts. I think I'm just missing one or two. So not a gap filler for me. I'd probably collect the other two as maybe I get bored of some other stuff, all the thrash and the punk hardcore and all the faster stuff, you know. Maybe as I sometimes get sick of that stuff, I play some old school new metal stuff, sort of stuff, right? So stirred the Asylum, and there we go. I did want to say I'm playing in the background some Assassins of God. I just got this in the mail today, actually, and so it's actually my first time doing this kind of a spin through sort of thing. And as I describe them, as they are a crossover thrash band, experimental though, experimental crossover thrash. So as you can kind of hear, they have that thrash guitar tone, but we're probably going through the experimental part right now in the song. But yeah, see. So anyway, they just go through. You know, they might be like hardcore thrashing at times, but then they'll go through these experimental parts in the song. So there's a really unique, again, really unique. You won't really find too many bands that sound like them. It's just a unique experimental crossover thrash band. And yeah, cool stuff. There's the kind of experimental part of it, right? But yeah, cool stuff. I probably sit here jam to this stuff. Well, I don't need to really record and jam and do it. See, listen. Yeah, it's cool stuff. All right, anyway, cool. Subscribe, Moss. See you later. Thanks for checking it out.